Peace be upon you and God's mercy and blessings. God willing, we will talk about the concept of protection zones and their determination using current transformers as we discussed in the last lecture. I apologize to you now on the screen, and I hope when you sell the lecture, you sell the state. We talked about protective system elements and saw a simplified form of a protection system for a single bus, single breaker skill. Now, I have two very important questions. First, do I have only one current transformer used in protection? Second, is this current transformer placed before or after the circuit breaker? All right, let's take a look together at an example of a three-phase diagram for a single passing breaker scheme. If we apply what we learned in the first lecture, and I have provided the link for it in the video description, we talked about the components or equipment that we protect. In our current case, we can say that it is the bus bar or the vertical coupling and the subspindles, whether it is an overhead line or an underground cable. Of course, this cable or overhead line might be connected to something like a cable stub bank or a feeder from another station, and it might be connected to something like a motor or a transformer that will branch out or... Very nice. Now I will start by bringing a three-phase current transformer, and of course it will have a protection core and its class will be TPS BX5B20. Depending on my application and design, I will install this CT bar before the circuit breaker, meaning on the bus bar side. I will also bring another three-phase current transformer, which will also have a protection core, and I will install it after the circuit breaker, meaning on the feeder side. Alright, now we want to establish a very important rule that we will follow in our upcoming lectures, God willing. What does this rule say? The protected zone starts from the CT location, meaning the protection zone is determined from the location of the CT. Okay, so if we assume that the CT on the bus bar side is used for bus bar protection, then this area will be the protection zone for the bus bar. Similarly, if the CT on the feeder side is used for feeder protection, then this area will be the protection zone for the feeder. In this case, the area shown by the current transformers, which includes the circuit breaker, will not be protected, or we can say it will be protected through the reverse protection present in the feeder protection. In this situation, of course, the tripping time for the circuit breaker will be longer because the trip will come through the backup protection for reverse faults, which are the reverse faults. So what will we do? We will use the CT at the bus bar side for feeder protection, and thus this area will be the protection zone for the feeder. As for the CT at the feeder side, we will use it for bus bar protection, and thus this area will be the protection zone for the bus bar. We will notice here that the area between the current transformers located before the circuit breaker and after the circuit breaker is protected or falls within the protection zone of the feeder and the bus bar protection zone. Therefore, this is referred to as overlapping protection. In this case, any fault occurring in this area will be cleared through the feeder and bus bar protection, and thus it will be isolated as a fault within the main protection zones. We understand the idea of protection zones and determining them using current transformers. Next, we will see connecting three-phase current transformers to the protection relay using shorting and isolating TP in addition to the test switch. The protection relay comes, of course, through shorting and isolating TP in addition to the test switch.